welcome to my channel. I'm Angela from artery.co.uk, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make your own stamps just by using a die and some craft foam. I actually didn't have any white foam left, so I ended up using what I did have, which was pink. So there are different widths of foam that you can get. I think this might be 2mm perhaps, but I think you can get different thicknesses like 4mm, which would probably be better for this purpose. So what you do basically is pick a die from which you'd like to make a stamp. I've chosen just a large flower, and I've die cut it. Die cut the foam. Foam die cuts beautifully, it really does. Now what I've done here is I've done it twice, and I've stuck them together to make it a bit sort of wider. I think you can get foam that has a sticky sheet on the back, which would be ideal for the purpose, as you'll see why in a little bit. So choose the die that you want to use. It doesn't matter what colour craft foam you use. I try and use the white, and then once you've cut it out, you can take some acetate. I just want to say first of all that even if you just cut it out once, it still will stamp, but you will get a much better result if it's thicker or if you glue both together. The first time I tried this, I glued using I think it was Barely Art glue, which seemed to work okay, but when I came to clean the top of the stamp so I could reuse it, then it all fell apart. So what I've done with this one is I've used my hot glue gun. I've had this for so long, and it's actually the first time I've ever used it, so I don't know what the results are going to be like with that, but it seems solid enough. So I used the hot glue gun, and I glued both of these together to make a bit thicker stamp. So what I'm going to do now is cut some. I've got some acetate. As far as I know, any acetate will do. This apparently is printable acetate. I didn't realise there was any such thing, but I bought a job lot pack on eBay. This woman was getting rid of all of her crafting stuff, so I just bought a big pack, and inside were these brand new sheets, a brand new pack, printable acetate. So I've never tried printing on it, but this side's very smooth. This side does have a little bit of roughness to it, so I'm assuming that's the side that can be printed on, but I wouldn't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a piece of acetate just slightly larger than the flower. So then put it on there. You do need a little bit on at least two sides. I'll show you why in a moment. So now I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back. I don't know where my really thin tape has gone. When you've done that, stick it in the centre of the acetate. Don't suppose it matters which side. Make sure that the stamp part that you want to stamp is facing up. Then take out a stamping block. I'm not sure what else you can use. There might be something else you can use instead of that. I'm just going to use some of this masking tape just to fasten it on. This is why you need to leave a bit at either side, or at least two sides, so you can fasten it onto the little block. Make sure that's on securely and tightly. There are a couple of ways you can go about this. This is one of my favourites. Just like to get the ink, any ink will do, and just start blending it on. you will have to be fairly quick, because especially with dye inks, because it will sink in fairly quickly. So I like to put it on and then get a dollop and put it, a big dollop of dark in the middle there, just for a little bit of blend, and then put it on. Hopefully this will work, and you do get something nice like that. Very subtle when you do it this way. I'll just do one more. I'll get into all the edges, and then another big dollop in the middle. Yeah, that's really nice, isn't it? It's cute. But you can also do the usual way and get a load on your stamp like that, and there you get a nice clear stamp. I'll just show you that there, and you get quite a nice texture as well off the foam. I think that's nice. So that's one way you can do it. I've never tried cleaning it with that glue on, so I'm hoping that it's stuck it well. So I'm just going to take this cloth that I got. I don't know how well it cleans. Seems to be cleaning okay. If you want to use water to get it a bit cleaner, don't spray the water straight on to the acetate with the stamp. I made that mistake and it ended up a complete soggy mess. What you can do is put a little bit of water on there, and this way it shouldn't get under the stamp and peel off that tape, and then just sort of rub it along the top like that, and that should come off nicely. Yeah, that's better, because the first time I tried this, that's why you can see green instead of purple. The first time I tried this, I just sprayed water on there. It got all under the bottom, all of this came off, and I had to sort of stick it on again. I used this. This is about one of the strongest double sticky sided tapes you can get. It's really good stuff. I'll leave a link to this in the description. Right, so another way to do this, another way to stamp, is by using a stamping platform. Now I'm going to say do this at your own risk, because it does involve a little bit of a clean up afterwards, but I've never had any problems, and this is my new stamp platform from Holtz. I did a video on it. Now you can use your stamping platform with or without the acetate. You could just, I'm going to use this on the back. I'll show you why in a minute. But you could, if you didn't have any acetate, you could just literally just use the foam stamp and put some glue on the back of it. But I'm going to show you how to do that anyway. So just get a little bit, providing it works okay. You don't need a lot on. Put your stamp where you want it to be. This should pick it up, no issues. Yeah, because of that tape. Do your thing. You can do it the same way with the brushes and sponges, or you can just bung it right on like that. And of course, with it being a stamping platform, you can do it as many times as you like. Hopefully it's not going to fly off. That's really nice. And then if you want a little bit of extra blending, you could put a little bit in the middle like that, and then stamp it and see what happens. Not a lot apparently, but that's just an example of how you can do it. So when you're ready, just tape off your stamping block. You will get a little bit of sticky residue on there, not a lot I have to admit, but what I do is clean it with isopropyl alcohol, and you can use a microfiber cloth, or you can just use a piece of kitchen roll, and this should come off with no issues. Yep, no problem at all. That's come off great. But to be honest, unless you need it to be stamped in the same place several times, if you don't want to ruin your stamp platform, or at least potentially ruin your stamp platform. I mean, this hasn't. I mean, this is my new one and I was quite alright about using it for this. But I mean, there's absolutely no reason why you can't use this on a stamp platform or even a block of wood or strong cardboard or something like that to stamp it on. It doesn't have to be an acrylic block, just something that you can stick the acetate to, really. I don't even suppose it has to be acetate. You could put it on anything. So I'm not sure how helpful that was to you. It's just a way to use craft foam to make dyes to make your own stamps, and you do get quite a nice texture, as you can see that on there. But I mean, I've just done that quickly. You can experiment, see what methods, inks or whatever that you find are better for you. So I hope that was helpful, and I really appreciate you watching. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye now.